everybody, it's Twyla's mom, Lisa, and today is, I know, always gotta look, Monday, July 24th. Can you believe that July is almost done? It's crazy, isn't it? I mean, it's just flying by. Flying by. Ah, so, today is Monday. It's question of the week day. Now, last week, with the question that I asked and everything, for everyone's comments, I just did the little heart, going up, and then I made one comment myself, mainly because we all touched on the question that was asked, and I almost feel like I'm repeating myself to everyone's comments, and I don't want to do that. So if that's okay with everyone, if I just do the heart symbol and then put one comment, to reply to everyone at the very top of everyone's, put my own comment in with the comment sections. You guys know what I mean. If that doesn't bother anyone that I do that, then yay. I love reading all the comments with it and everything, but we're all touching on the same subject that's already been talked about. So that is why sometimes I don't reply to the question of the week comments that you guys leave. I do leave the heart symbol, letting you all know that I have read your comment. And so yeah, that's if that's okay with everyone. But anyway, let's go on with the question for this week. This week's question is what to do with the rest of the summer. Most of us have already taken our vacations for the year. Yeah. So it's like, what have we got left? It's too hot to do any real yard work, at least for most of us. I don't really do yard work. I'm not a yard work person. Scott mows the lawn, he weed eats, he trims the bushes that we have around the house, but we don't have flowers. We're not outdoor people. Yeah. We always joke around. We have a big fenced-in yard, and we always joke around that we bought the house mainly for the fenced-in yard for our dogs. Because even Twyla and Marshall and the boys, we live next door to a, it's kind of like a parking lot for a Eagles Club. We live near an Eagles Club. If any of you know what an Eagles Club is, then you'll know what I'm talking about. But it's the parking lot for them. And during the day, the Eagles Club don't do anything. They're not opened or anything like that. And it's right butt up against, this parking lot is right next to our house. So the kids, they love that because they could go out there and play their basketball with the basketball hoop and, and stuff like that on concrete. They could ride their bikes without being in the street. And they could just play there. And then our dogs had the yard, to do what they needed to do. So yeah, our kids loved having that, that as when they were young, because they could do a lot of things that they ordinarily wouldn't get to do in the yard, like ride their bikes and things like that. So yeah, I mean, what is left to do with the remainder of the summer? Now I have my birthday coming up, and our anniversary is that same within 2 or 3 days, so we'll celebrate that. And then most of us are getting our kids ready to go back to school. And quite honestly, I should be ashamed of myself. I don't remember when Twyla said she goes back to school. Let me see. I believe it's the 16th of August. Now, she's a senior this year. So, and I did this with her brothers as well. By the time they were seniors, I kind of was letting loose of the reins. It was up to them to tell me what school supplies they were needed. If they're working, I tended to let them get the majority of those on their own. If they needed, hey mom, I don't have the money, even though I am working, this is what I need. Now, I did offer this to Twyla just this weekend. I said, what do you think you'll need for school supplies? I'll start picking it up. And she goes, I've already got it all, Mom. I'm like, what? She goes, I need a lunchbox. That's it. Yeah. So I picked her up a lunchbox this weekend. Now, her student fees I will pay, but we usually pay those when she goes for orientation. And I believe that is, let me take a look here. I think she said that's on the 8th of August, the week before, for senior orientation. And basically all the orientation is at our school is making sure their classes were not overscheduled, you know, like if they had too many kids in one class, and they could make changes if they wanted to, things like that. And because our school also, you keep the same locker all 4 years of high school, which is nice. They keep the same locker, they keep the same, what else? This, I think it's the same lunch hour they keep. Each class just kind of, it's weird how they do the lunch hour, but they keep the same, I think it's the same lunch hour. They keep the same counselors all through their high school years. And I think that they keep the same study hall. We called it study hall, but they call it camp. I don't know why. It's study hall. I think they keep that same hour for each class, you know, throughout their years. So basically, I don't have anything to do to get her ready for school. We already did her meningitis shot. She had to do that, so we already got that done. Now, on August 2nd, she goes in for a eye exam, but yeah, and she is all caught up on her dental work. $3,000 later. So we don't even have to worry about that. So the rest of the summer, for me anyway, is just kind of whatever happens, happens. Yeah. So what do you guys have planned for the rest of your summer? Is it, you know, well, now I got to take that back. Toward the end of August, we start making plans for winterizing the house and the vehicles, you know, things like that. And winterizing, what I mean is we'll take inventory on, you know, like, okay, we need this, you know, for a pipe or something like that, you know, like if we need a heat tape for a certain pipe, you know, just making a list of things that we need to get done for the house and the vehicles before it gets cold weather. And we typically start actually doing that in October. So yeah, but you know, we do that, but yeah, so the rest of our summer is kind of wide open. Now my husband has been working a lot of overtime, a lot. So that's kind of good that our summer's pretty much wide open because, we don't have to do that. Oh, but we have a wedding coming up at the end of September. So sometime in a couple of weeks, I'm going to have to figure out what me and Twyla are going to wear because the end of September is still going to be quite warm. It's an afternoon wedding. It's for my second son. Yes, he's getting married at the end of September. So it's going to be quite warm, so we want to make sure that we can still find appropriate clothing because the end of September, all the warm weather clothing will be gone and summertime clothing or wintertime clothing will be coming up. But it's going to be probably too warm to wear winter clothing. So we're going to have to figure that out. But other than that, I don't really have big plans. Yeah. So anyway, guys, if you guys have big plans for the rest of your summer, put it down in the comments. I'd love to see or love to read about how you're going to spend the rest of your summer. Yeah. Because it's almost over. It's going by very, very quickly. And yeah. A lot of people have gardens that they will be, prepping for the fall or, planting their fall flowers and things like that. Like I said, I'm not a gardener. Probably never will be. I do not have a green thumb whatsoever. I have an orchid in my kitchen that my husband got me for Mother's Day 2 years ago. And I totally ignored the thing, and it's doing great. I have heard that orchids do not overlove your orchid, and I don't because I forget about the poor thing. But it flourishes. About twice a year, it will bloom up, and I don't know how the poor thing is living. But it does not want me to love it. It's like my cat. My cat does better when we don't mess with her. So anyway, I'm going to get off of here, everybody. And leave the comment down below on what do you guys have planned for the rest of your summer. I don't have any plans. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to get off of here. Don't forget to subscribe, give a thumbs up, and leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from each and every one of you. Bye.